Hi all, welcome to the third of my tiny tarot deck reviews, not reviews, unboxing and flick throughs. This is the Supernatural tiny tarot deck. Now this deck, out of all the tiny tarot ones that I have, I actually own the regular size one, and it looks completely massive there next to the tiny, but this is a standard size deck. It is a perfectly normal. The cards are the regular size, the box is the regular size, it looks normal. It is just that when you put them beside each other, and sometime I want to get the huge, the massive size one and put them all in a line, see how they look, but that's that one. Now, so as with the others, this is Insight in the US and Titan in the UK. So, oops, sorry, upside down. And you can't see that probably on the video, but these are all embossed and raised off the deck. It's very, very cool. Okay, and here is the Tiny Tarot guidebook. Tiny Tarot Tiny Guidebook. Yeah, very, very standard for a Titan / Insight deck. Very nice. I really love holding these books. They're so cute and so cool. These tins did not come to me wrapped in plastic. They just came as you see them there, and the cards themselves have this elastic band around them. They don't have paper or plastic or anything that you need to throw away, so quite cool. And I hope that more tarot deck publishers are going to go that way in time to come. Okay, so this is the rear of the card. Sorry, I put my hand in the way there. Now, technically, it is not reversible, but you'd have to be paying pretty close attention to see which way up the pentagram was pointing. So, you're probably quite safe. These are quite slippery, they're glossy, and as you saw, I nearly lost a few of them there. And they are gilded here in a sort of a bronze colour. I know the light is making them look a bit weird, but it is kind of bronzy and cool. So, there we go, nearly losing another one. Right, let's get a zoom in. A little bit of a zoom in. So there are the Fools. That is Sam and Dean. The Magician. That is Chuck with the universe behind him. Now, I did watch all of Supernatural as it aired. There was an awful lot of it. And I am a bit face blind and I don't always recognise characters, and these are drawn. They're not photos, so I apologise. There's probably going to be a few that I don't remember who they are, or I know that I know them, but I can't put a name on them. So anyway, that one was Rowena. We know that. That is the boy's mother, who I think was called Mary, but she was the mother anyway. And that is John. Boo hiss. We do not like John. Right, Hierophant. She was one of the Reapers. I think her name might have been Billy. And that is Sam and Jess. And that is obviously Baby. Right, Strength card is Benny. Ha! Bobby for the Hermit. That works very well. The Rabbit's Foot for the Wheel of Fortune. Jody, maybe. There were so many names. Castiel, obviously, that is Death, because who else is going to be Death in a series where there actually is Death? Ellen, or I've got them mixed up and she's Jodie. I don't know. Somebody in the comments can tell me if I'm wrong. That is Lucifer. I can't remember the body's name. Amara, I think she was quite late in the series. And so was he, and he has a name, and I don't remember what it is. He was the devil's son or God's son or something, and Castiel sort of adopted him. That is Loki. Gabriel. Oh, sorry, is that a spoiler? Loki. It's Loki. Charlie. The other brother, was his name Adam? God, I'm terrible at this. Now, in the large size deck, this card really, really stood out to me. And the World isn't usually a card that hits me, but yeah, I don't know, something about the colours in this one were really unusual to me. This deck, as you may have noticed by now, is fairly monochrome. There's only 3 or 4 colours in it. And I remember being really concerned when I got the big one and wondering, would that impact how it reads? But I actually really enjoyed it. It worked really well for me once I got used to it. He is the Metatron. Now, I remember being confused about her the first time around. I think she is the first ghost that they ever dealt with. The Weeping Lady, or the Lorona, or whatever she was, the very, very first one in the first episode. No clue at all. Also no clue at all. Bones, if I remember right, and I could very well be wrong about this, but I think bones were wands. Now, if you watched my Nightmare Before Christmas video a couple of weeks ago, you will have noticed that the minors were a mix of Pips and Illustrated, and I said that there was only one other deck that I knew that had done that. This is that deck. As you saw, we had 2 Pips there, and here we have a bloody woman whose name I don't remember. And now another Pip. Right, and he is the smug angel that everybody hates. See, I remember things. Chuck, that's not his name. He used to hang out at the roadside inn before it burnt down. Right, another Pip, another Pip. No idea, but there's Castiel being sad again. Okay. Right. Crowley, King of Pentagrams. Don't know. That is the original yellow-eyed demon. Who, remember a time when he was the worst thing on the show? Like, he was the top evil, the most evilest evil that there was. Those are the ghost facers. I always think this one looks like Mark Ruffalo and this one looks like Jon Snow. I don't think they actually are those people. I would have to look it back up and see who acted them, but I'd be very, very surprised if they are. That's the Men of Letters guy from England. Yeah, you can tell that I really, really learned the show really well, can't you? It's been a while since I've watched, to be fair. Okay. I like this, that the styles are different between the cards. I wish that they had done that in all the Pips, but I understand it's easier to do that with the pentagrams. Oh, maybe that's the Men of Letters guy and the other one was somebody else. I don't remember. But that is Jo, I think was her name. She's Ellen's daughter. She hung out at the roadhouse also and wanted to kill things. And Ellen did not want her to kill things. See, there's another style of pentacles as well. They are chalk drawn. And that is not Dean's son and not Dean's wife. Right. Lassiter, he was playing Cain, I think. Naomi, the evil angel. Possibly some kind of zombie, because her neck seems to have been cut off there. That is Kevin. Right, here we have Blades. That's the Blade of Cain, Blade of Abel, whatever it was called. Right, that is the woman who was turned into a vampire and didn't want to be a vampire, and she was played by Harmony from Buffy. So it was all very funny. There are some other Blades. No idea who that is. I really need to rewatch the show or get like a highlights video. There's got to be a highlights video out there somewhere, isn't there? That's the torture guy from Hell. That is them falling into hell at the end of season 5. Don't know, but I have a feeling that he pretended to be really nice and friendly, but he actually wasn't. Ellen. Can't remember his name, but we love him. That is creepy Chuck's girlfriend. The girlfriend is creepy, not Chuck. Chuck is fine. Bobby and other hunter guy who pretended to hate him, but really they were friends. Rufus was his name. No clue. That is used to be on Battlestar Galactica. Pip. Girl I don't know. Pip and Pip. So I hope that was educational for you all. I would love to know who some of the people that I didn't recognize were. I love these just shuffle so easily. Look at that, they're just flying back into each other there. Okay, and your card today is the Hanged Man. Have a look at your situation, try and see it in a new light. Take a moment, take a breath, calm down. Things are going to be alright. I will see you for the next video. Thank you very much.